Last time on Out Loud and Laughing.
We have more time, don't we? We're not wrapping this up anytime soon, are we?
No, no.
Okay.
We want to
Well,
make sure we're chatting about some of the fun things that you have going on.
yes. Well, we should also talk about John's new development. I think that's worth talking about.
I don't disagree because, to be honest, John hasn't spilled a lot to me either, Jim. So this could be breaking news.
We're gonna turn the tables around. Right now, this is my
Ooh,
podcast, my show. Okay.
It's a
So
hijack. I've never had a
if
hijack.
it's a high Jim.
Yeah,
if you don't follow John on Instagram, you need to so that you can see this new beau in his life who is very good looking and they look very cute together. So I want to unpack this a little bit. First question is how do you feel about it? And what is the one thing that is like that gets you so excited about every time like you talk to him or you see him?
these are really good questions, Jim. Uh, you know, it's been 3 years since I've been out of my last like serious relationship, and I've learned and grown so much since then. And I think in this next chapter, uh, it's about like really like advocating for myself and finding somebody who like will allow me to continue to grow and find that person, be that person, authentic person that I want to be. He also exited a relationship that he was married also. And so that was about a little bit over a year ago. Um, and we just find a lot of common ground on not discussing so much of our past. And if we do, we really reflect on ourselves, not so much of the partner, which was a very big green flag for me.
For sure.
Um, uh, but it started off really funny, and I'll answer your last question, which is what do I look forward to seeing? What do I look forward every time I see him? Because when it first started, we obviously met on an app. I bet you can guess. I'll give you three. The first two don't count. Um, and it did start very, exactly how you would think, sexual. He was very explicit about where he was in his life, and I was just trying to play it cool. I was like, okay, I like this guy,
Yeah.
and now I've got to like give him all the space in the world, potentially leaving no room for myself, or do I take this risk? So I was like, talking to a good girlfriend of mine, I was like, he's worth the risk. And when I felt that in my body, like I knew that it was like something that I could like dive into, especially after all of the work I had done on myself. So with all that being said, it's been very recent. So it's just over a
Mm.
little bit over a month,
Oh,
which is the picture you saw was a month after.
oh.
So we call that our soft launch.
It
So I
doesn't look
guess
a month, though. I will tell you that it doesn't. It looks
I
like
think yeah, no, and doesn't feel that way. And I think that's what's so fun. And if you guys can remember like meeting your partners, like when you first met them, like it kind of probably just took off and you can't even remember like it
yeah,
starting it,
Correct. Yeah.
because it just feels that natural. And like it's almost like really a compliment, Jim, to hear you say that because it feels that way. And so when he comes, we live close by, we're both downtown. And so we see each other almost nightly and we try to not, right? We try to build space for ourselves as well. But um, I look forward to seeing like he's got the most beautiful sparkling blue eyes. He's got a killer smile, and he's got stories. Like he comes like excited about the day, and even if it's with a little bit of frustration, because I mean a day is a day. We all know
right.
that.
Yeah.
He comes and he wants to sit down and he wants to talk
Love that.
and he wants to connect and that's just really meaningful. It's a great way, like in my opinion, to build something. It feels like friendship.
Mm.
It doesn't feel like we have to like be somebody else, and so it just all is laddering up to something really positive right now. So we're looking forward to getting to know one another better.
Love that. I'm super thrilled for you.
Hey,
Truly. You
thanks a lot. Thanks a
deserve
lot.
that. And I want to call something out because you say this, and I think people should know this, is that you say about after the work I've done on myself.
Mm.
And I'm calling that out because, when I came out of a divorce, I was with my ex-husband for 11 years, and I was very young. So I met him when I was 22 and he was 39. So there's a 17-year age gap between the two of us. And I think you either are going to grow together or you're kind of going to grow apart when there's that much of an age gap. And I think when you do work on yourself, you're going to open things up and you're going to process things differently. And I think, and this is going to sound very um, Hallmark, and it's just that's not really what I mean. I think there is some truth to like when you look within yourself about the things that you need to fix or change and you're open to those things, there is this energy that I think comes out of you that attracts someone that notices that work. And so what you are pulling towards you from the work that you've done is a fair and equal match to what you deserve, right? So this is a person that's clearly drawn to someone that is mature, that has worked on himself, that has put work in, that has taken a hard, deep look at his issues and is trying to fix them, is becoming aware of those things. I don't think we do enough of that. And I think that's when things come your way because you are just in such a different spot in your life.
And I will add to that because I know obviously John very, very well, and like he put in the work and time before he jumped back in, right?
See,
Like
like
he, I think
that
he,
is,
like he mentioned, it's been 3 years, and he's been dabbling in the community for the last 3 years, but like not seriously, and so he's been putting in the time. So I completely agree. I think you're doing a disservice to yourself if you jump into something if you're still kind of broken. I mean, we're all a little broken, and that's always going to be the
oh,
case. But John has done the work to fix the big things that needed to be fixed, and now he feels the confidence. And
yeah,
if now that he has that, he's able to jump into it. So I love that.
I love
Yeah.
that, John. Very proud of you.
Thanks. And I think it's really important for all of us, not just me. I mean, I've always been interested and I've always been curious and I've always been actually confused. Let's be honest, right? At the very get-go of all this, what does the work mean? What is
Mm,
and to break it down and to put it as simply as possible for anybody who's kind of like wondering about how to embark that journey or how to even start unwrapping that part of themselves. It's that little part that nags you, that you know very, very well, that doesn't sit well with you. And you go and you make it right. You tell it, I'm an adult. We've been
Yeah,
fine till now, and that little child in you that is hurting because that's what it is, right? The body keeps the score with all these internal scars. You go tell it that it's okay and I'll take it from here. And it doesn't mean that you compartmentalize that pain. You could process it, but you have to get over it. You
yeah.
have to move that mountain so that you can continue climbing to the skies. Like you just have to. And I made a promise to myself when I walked out of that relationship in California. I remembered, I mean, the scene, talk about a Hallmark movie. That scene was like rear view mirror in the middle of the night, seeing the Golden Gate Bridge like getting smaller and smaller. Like my 13-year tenure in San Francisco was over in 5 days, just like that. And I was so upset by it. I could viscerally remember telling myself the next decade will not look like the last decade. And I'm going to figure out whatever the fuck I need to get myself and catapult myself. Because at this point, I was 38. So I had this beautiful window of a time to say, hey, by 40, this milestone birthday, I can
right.
get to this place. And I did. And then I'm just continuing going. And the addition to this new person in my life, again, wherever it leads us, I'm not going to put too much weight on something that's so new, but I can just tell you that it has really healthy legs. And he's in the other room making me dinner right now. So
I mean, come on. That's,
I
I
know.
mean, I
I
love
know.
it.
Yeah.
So,
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Um, what do you what do you think stays, right? Like in a lasting relationship, you meet somebody, there's all the new. The new is so exciting, and we know the new gets old. And I don't mean that in a negative way, I mean that in a realistic way.
It just settles. You
It
know what
yeah.
I mean?
settles. It
Yeah.
settles. That's a great way to put it. Thank you.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that like you can recall off the top of your head that makes you think of them the day you met them? Like, is there something still like a face they make or like a little characteristic of theirs that like just still endears your heart to some degree?
It's a really good question. I don't think it settles. I think it becomes familiar.
Does
And
it grow?
I think other parts grow.
Well, this is
Well,
if you're doing it right.
didn't mean that, but that's also very true.
Yeah, either did I.
Uh, no, I think over time, like you just become more familiar with this person, and so you understand how they tick. They understand how you tick, for better or for worse, right? Like I know tonight my husband was doing things that he knew was really pissing me off, and he was doing it because he thought it was funny, even though I did not. But that's part of the relationship. It's just like they understand you, you understand them, and now you're piling on a ton of other life experience on top of this, right? Like you're a month in, I'm 10 years in, and so there's just a little bit more there that, for better or for worse, makes it harder to not leave because I don't want to leave, but you know what I'm saying, like get mad at
Maybe
because you've
sometimes.
been through, well, right, but you've been through so much with this person that there's more than just like the sexual attraction and the initial getting to know each other. Now there's just history there. And it becomes a little more, I don't know, just heavy, complex, and you're more intertwined than you ever have been.
Invested.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and invested, and you know, and two kids later. So, you know, where am I going?
How about you, Jim?
After my first marriage, I swore to myself I never would marry again. I was like, I'm not doing this again. It's too painful. Like, I felt like it was such a. My first wedding was over the top because we both worked in the wedding industry. It was 175 guests. It was black tie. It was, we had like the beautiful like couches and like these. We had an ice bar. We had a bar carved out of ice. Like it was just over the fucking top. Like 12-piece orchestra. It was just
Yeah,
stupid. And it's like you never get married thinking that you're gonna like divorce. You just that doesn't you don't do that, right? And I think for me, like being with Sean, who is like the literal, not only just opposite of who I thought I was attracted to, he is so far the other way that it was like this huge like realization for me that we can be two different people, and just because he may not do something the way that I would do it, or just because he might be very chill and very non confrontational, or doesn't mean that I have to be upset that he is his own person, right? Like, I
mm,
think that when you expect people to do the things that you would do, you're going to set yourself up for failure like every time. So I think what you
facts.
have to do is meet people where they're at, and Sean taught me that because we are so different. We are night and day, emotionally different. Like he's one of five, was from Topeka, Kansas, grew up you know, with a mom who was incredibly Republican Catholic. She would marry Jesus if she could, right? Super Trumper, all the things. And father left when they were young. And then, and then they kind of moved the family to Aurora in Illinois. So that's a whole family dynamic that shapes you, right? And so I'm one of two. I'm one of two deaf parents. I was their interpreter. I dealt with adults very young. So for me, I grew up incredibly vocal, incredibly like, well, I don't understand this. Like, why don't you just do it this way? Whereas if with Sean, I think he grew up a little bit differently, where he had to learn based on sharing things with his four other, siblings, that with a very, religious mother, like that's going to shape you, and you're going
Mm,
to be a different person, and I'm going to be a different person. But it's okay. Like, love him because he is so different, and also it teaches me that maybe I don't have to fly off the handle after every fucking thing that goes wrong. Like, he's that person that will look at something and be like, Jim, you have no control over that. Like why are you losing it, right? And he's so this, and I'm so not, but like it brings me back down where I'm just like, oh, you're so right. Like, you're so right. Like, what am I doing? It's like, and that is constant. And like the
hmm.
fact of save each other, I think throughout our marriage, or, we sort of just, it's that yin and yang. That's that total balance where I know he is forever that rock. He is like unflappable always. Like, I don't know what it is, but he is just the calm in any storm. And I am the storm.
It's
So
the energy levels.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Leo, I'm an Aquarius, I think it just kind of works.
I was going to ask one more question just to Jim because I know this is interesting that you were previously in a long-term relationship and then you've kind of repartnered. What has that second iteration looked like? How has it been different? I have my own sort of speculations. I'm interested to hear how actually it is for you.
Um, Well, the end of my first marriage was incredibly dramatic and
Yeah, I get that.
hard.
Yeah,
Um,
sorry to
I
hear.
think it's interesting when you ask for a divorce, like how you get this totally different person that you
Mm,
have been with for over a decade of your life, and how you're like, wow, that's not at all who I thought you were. Not to be disrespectful, because obviously it's not like it was all terrible, because it wasn't. There were a lot of good things too. But when I came out of that, I sort of felt this shame, and also like you cannot be in another relationship for at least 2 years or 3 years, right? It's like a year for every, like, what do they say, like every decade or something, that you're in a marriage. But I was like, there's no way in hell. I like did not even want it. I just didn't care. And then I got like curious about Tinder and like Grinder and all the things. And I think I just wanted that like attention, just to check in, just to be like, you know, I've been in this marriage this whole time. It's like, am I still attractive? Like, nobody wants to, like, at 34, you're thinking like, oh, no one's going to really want a 34-year-old, right? I know that sounds so ridiculous, but I didn't know what
Facts.
the market looked like. Had been literally married to this person for 10 years. We had a home in the suburbs, a fence, like the whole, 3/4 of an acre home. Like, we just had the thing, three dogs, all of it, right? So I lived my life sort of like in reverse, where like I did all this stuff so early that when I met my second husband, and he lived in the city in Chicago and like loved to go out and like go to like bars and clubs, and we did all like, it was so fun. It just was like fun. And Sean and I are much closer in age. We're only 4 years apart. But um I just shamed myself, and I was like, you should not like him. It's too soon. And then I realized, wait, hold on, like there is no blueprint on how to get
hmm
over marriage. Like I just feel like I got on Tinder, I saw his like beautiful face, and I was like, ooh, and I'm just thinking like, oh, we'll just like fuck around for like a night, whatever. And then you meet them and you're like, okay, this is not that. This is not that. And it was so like right out of a right out of like a movie. It was like it was like raining. We had sushi, and it was just like running to my car, and like we're all like, soaking wet, and it was just very like, oh, I want to kiss him in the car. It was just very like electric. And I was like, this is not the man that you sleep with once and you're done with. Like, this is the man that you're like, he's going to change everything, basically. And I was like, fuck, I did not think this was going to happen. Like fresh out the gate, literally. And I was just like, you know what? I was so honest with him about where I was in my marriage, and all the messiness. And I was like, this is where it's at. So if you don't want this, I'm telling you this now. Like, I am broken as fuck.
You
And like,
used
a lot of baggage. So like warning label, like, but he stayed.
you used a word that was something that I was going to use too. Is it's interesting that the people before us fought so hard for us to have rights and like live as we do today. And now we're kind of on this path of marriage and kids were wanted, where you want it and stuff. And so our generation doesn't have a blueprint of how this works, right? Like the generation, like the hetero community has a blueprint of marriage, whether we agree with how they've done it. But like we don't know what works and what doesn't. So we're kind of trial by fire in our
Yeah.
generation. And that's okay, right? Like if you look at all three of us, we've all been on very different yet similar journeys.
Yeah.
And there's just no blueprint of how to handle getting into a marriage, getting out of a marriage, having children, open marriage, like all these different things that our community is trying to define still, I feel like. And that's just, that's a little bit of a weight that we have on our shoulders for the next generation, because now that we have the rights, well, questionable, now that we currently have the rights,
Yeah.
how do we help the next generation understand what could be possible? And it's very interesting.
I think that I mean, there's so many things that I think we're so far ahead with, right? Like we have actual terms to put on something that gives meaning to how someone feels in our community, right?
Yeah.
Like whether it's aromantic or asexual or non-binary, it's like there is an actual thing that is giving someone clarity around who they are. And so that in itself is like light years ahead of where we were. It's like, it's funny because I will refer to myself as a gay man more often than a queer man.
hmm
I just think that that's just my generation. Like
Same.
You know what I mean? Like and then I'll refer to myself sometimes. Like it depends on like on the people that I'm talking to, but I almost feel in a way that that's not even really referred to as much. Like I think men now are just referred themselves as queer. So I love that things are shifting, and we're giving clarity and meaning and reason around why you feel and why you are, and I love that. So I hope my hope for like the next generation is that this all becomes less and less of an issue, and people can just be without having to ask what you are and who you sleep with and what your preference is and why are you into both or why are you into none. It's just like, just let people be, just let them fucking be. You don't
Yes.
need to know. You don't need to know, you know
You're
that
not
is
letting, and if you're not letting people be, then you probably have a lot of shit to work on.
that is correct.
Like,
Hmm.
let it go so that you can give yourself the self-respect to go figure it out why it is you feel like you need to go judge people to make yourself feel better.
Like, why does this affect you? Like, why do you feel, if you feel something like that towards anyone that is different than you, you have to be like, what's wrong with me? Why am I
Yeah.
having this visceral reaction, i.e. GOP to
Feeling.
people, right? Like, you need to wake the fuck up. Like, wrong 1% that we're focusing on. Like, altogether. This is such a fucking waste of time. Like, I cannot.
Such a fucking waste of time. Except this podcast. I love talking. I love this place. This place is like my free therapy.
No, this is like the new Las Culturistas. I think it's going to happen. Give it like a year. What? Mark my words. It's going to happen.
Well, that would be super dope. I almost feel like I'm sitting in front of like two buds who have like sort of all their well wishes out for this like new little spark in my life, and so it was awesome to share that with you both. I appreciate the space for
I
that
love that.
and
What is he
sharing
making?
your. What's
What is he
that?
making for dinner, by the way? What's on the menu tonight?
What is on the menu?
Keto meatloaf.
It's
You
not like lobster
bitch.
thermidor or like a surf and turf situation or
Okay, listen, Jim, when you were saying that, like, it was just fun. So we love to cook, both him and I. So we cook a lot. So tonight is like cabbage and steak,
Oh,
and
okay.
we're doing it like teriyaki style, but instead of rice, we're using cabbage.
very
Like a
gay.
stir fry, very
Yeah.
Yeah.
gay.
Carb conscious. We love that. Yep.
But I will say, like, okay, so it's been like, oh, okay, let's say a month and a week,
But
okay?
he's in your kitchen cooking in a
Well,
month and a week.
yeah, it's
I mean,
it's
that's
cute. But
yeah.
like
Not bad.
we go on bike rides. We've been on like 3 10-mile bike rides together or
Are these
more.
the bikes that you share one and you're just like pedaling together or no?
No, as a matter of fact, if that were the case, mine wouldn't have broke yesterday on a bike ride, and I literally threw it in the dumpster and rented a Lime bike after. Because I was like, "Fuck this bike!"
Oh,
It's
that's sad.
embarrassing me on a date.
Terrible.
Woo.
But
Well,
I
Girl.
he's still around, so that's a good sign,
he
right?
came and
I-
made
I-
dinner.
Is that why you're having cabbage?
It's not punishment. You're like, no.
Lay out the carbs.
Yeah.
The Cabbage Patch Fags, is that a thing? Can that be 2025?
That'd be a good cartoon. I'd watch it.
I'd
I would.
watch it.
I'd tune in. I'd give music to the soundtrack for sure.
You know who could sponsor it is every single like pill that like for bottoms that cleans them out. You know what I'm talking about? Like
I
Cabbage
mean,
Patch Bottoms.
the fact that like I think just like that industry like in general, it's like we have the most crazy commercials for like literally every medication in the world. Like we are the only country that does that. Like it's just bizarre.
Oh yeah. They're like 2 minute long commercials, because half of it's legal.
Right.
You
Or
guys,
Lady Gaga like doing those commercials where she's got the camera and she's like taking pictures and you're like, why is Lady Gaga doing a commercial about like I don't even know what it is. Like was it like Botox or Xanax? I don't even know. I'm like, how much did she make for that?
But I can't believe it's still, John, to your point, it's very competitive with like this whole new like clean your asshole out with the pill. Like, isn't it all just a rebrand of Metamucil fiber gummy? Like, I don't understand. When you're just
Yeah.
slapping like a gay logo on top and it's like, yeah, but this one's actually for gay assholes.
yeah.
Right.
Wow.
You are what you
Come.
eat.
Do you have to lisp when you say the name of the medicine?
Yeah. Yeah. You have to.
Oh.
Anyway, if there was a song on your, I'm speaking of assholes, no, just kidding, Jim. Absolutely just kidding.
Come back
That
and
would,
use like, shit.
would be the worst segue in podcast. history.
That timing was spot on, literally.
Um, speaking of spot on, no, I'm just kidding. Is there a song on Explicit, your album, that reminds you of your husband, or that you like dedicate or sang like thinking of your husband?
Yeah, well, kind of.
Got
Um,
it. You can stop right there.
yeah, I mean, I will say
Hot.
kind of, yeah, yeah, yes.
Hot.
You know
Hot.
what though? He taught me so much about music. Like when I first like started like dating him, like he has like records on records on records, like vinyl, like so much of it, and like would play stuff, and I'd be like, "What is this? Who is this? Who is that?" And like again, growing up with deaf parents, like music wasn't really playing in the house. Like
Hmm.
I didn't take inspiration from my parents, so it was either like TV or radio in the car. But his palette of music is like incredibly like massive, and he has very good taste, and he can also DJ too, so he's like self-taught. But I think there's just a taste level that he has that like he knows everything from like songs from like the 60s like all the way to like you know Ice Cube, and then all the way to like Sarah McLachlan, and then all the way to like he's just everywhere. um and so when I was making my music, I was so like worried to like share it with him. I was like, I did not let him
Mm.
hear anything until it was mixed and mastered and done. I wanted it to be like perfect before I even played it for him, because I knew he was gonna like probably say something that would have like made me like freak out, and then I would have been like, but I fucking like it, and like I'm gonna put it out because it's like it's like this is my project and it's my thing, and I knew I was gonna get touchy about it. So that's when I was like, when it was done, I was like, here, it's finished, and then he was like, oh, it's actually like it's like pretty good, and I'm like, okay, like I feel good then, you know.
Yeah, what was that moment when he finally you finally did let him listen to it? Like,
Relief, basically. It was just like, okay, he doesn't hate it, you know?
yeah.
Like that's how broad his music is, Like he's a huge like Madonna is his number one and always has been and always
Mm.
will be. We went and saw her when she did Madame X, which was like her sort of like small theater tour. And so she did this theater tour in Chicago. We paid like, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. We paid $1,200 for 2 tickets to go see her. And I was like, you know what? I will do it. It was my first time ever seeing Madonna live. It was a different vibe. It wasn't like a big stadium show. It was like a theater, because it was very stripped down. But we were very close, and I was like, I will do it for my husband because he loves her. Just like I dragged his ass to Vegas for Kelly's show, and we went and saw her. Um, but no, it's I will never yuck his yum. I love Madonna. He loves her, and I will support that like all day long. So
I see a collab in your future with Madonna.
I would die. Are you kidding? Oh my God. She'll be 68 next year,
I
which is
know.
crazy.
That'd be amazing. That'd be so
Oh my God.
fun.
She's a fucking legend. She's a legend. Actually, let's talk about really quick to end things. What is the like your hot song right now that like you go to on your workout list? Like what is like the oh my God, you love it. The minute it comes on, you're like, yes, I'm gonna like literally kill this workout. Both of you.
It's a really good question. And my answer is so
Changes probably by the day, maybe.
yes, but the vibe for me is I like old school stuff still. And by old school I mean like I will sometimes just pick a year
Yeah.
that I felt good and I'll just
Yeah.
find the best of in that year.
Oh, I love
And
that.
it'll be like okay, I want to just figure out what was happening in 2002 because for me music is such a nostalgic thing. It's all about memories. And
100%.
and for me, so when I'm working out, like I'm a thinker. I'm not like a hype guy. I'm a thinker. So I really either like a podcast or something like that. Um, so no, I'm not putting like while I'm working out, I'm not putting anything crazy except for nostalgia. Like I like taking myself back.
I like it. I like that. John, what about you? What do you like getting a workout to?
He was researching
Oh, you were.
I
the
was looking for
name.
the name. The name.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Thank you so much for softening that call out a little bit. It was that it's that song that goes ba-dum ba-dum ba-da-da-da. You know what I'm talking about? It's like from the Barbie album, My Heart Goes, I think it's called. Hold on, I think I can play it here. Let's see if it goes.
From the Barbie album.
This one.
Is it Dua Lipa?
Can you hear it?
No.
No, that's not even the right one. I don't know.
But I
It's the
love
one.
that for you.
Thank you. It's like the ones like ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Then it goes into the, I don't know. Anyways, it's a great song. It sounds very Eurovision. Like it's
Yeah.
very I love
Yes.
Eurovision sort of like aesthetic music. It's kind of my favorite. It's kind of why I lean into some of the sounds that you're like rocking with over there. Like explicit. I hear a lot of different styles in there. But that's the one song. To Brian's point, I too am highly cerebral, so I have to calm things down. And I highly recommend, which was just recommended to me, a artist called the Emancipator, which sounds awful for sort of like the kind of music that they play. It's like the nature store meets like a really great like Sigourney Weaver narrated like nature documentary. It's amazing for like background vibe, nighttime, turn the lights down, enjoy your evening. The
Okay.
Emancipator.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's
Noted.
new to me like 3 days, and I haven't. I just keep playing it when I work, and it's awesome.
I
Wow.
mean, I need to start listening to new stuff because fun fact, I'm going to Vegas in early January to see Backstreet Boys at the Sphere.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun. Talk about
Right?
nostalgia.
I
Oh my God.
know. I'm gonna be that old person that just cares about like the history, like back in my day. I'm already there.
I
You
love
and I
that.
should go see the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere in January, since I wasn't invited by Brian.
Oh yeah, John, you want to come?
No,
I'm going with
Jim and I are going.
I'm going with two
No, we're
suburban
actually,
moms. Like,
no, John and I are gonna do a podcast at the Sphere with the Backstreet
oh my
Boys.
God, that'd be amazing.
Could
Can
you
I
imagine?
watch? I like to watch. I'm a sideline guy.
You're gonna a podcast cuck.
I mean, that would be one to watch, I would say. I
Oh
mean,
my God.
I mean, they are killing it, by the way.
killing it.
Monetarily, they are doing so well. They have had a rebirth like no other.
I
And
mean,
there's
here's the
been,
thing, it's missed the moment. They fucking missed it. Like they had it, and I thought it was gonna happen, and then they didn't
They
do it.
dropped
So
it. Yeah.
totally, it's
I
stupid.
know, but I've heard rumors that Taylor Swift now wants to go to the Sphere. But I'm like, now that she sees that it works.
You would make
Yeah, but that
so
might
much fucking money. Oh my
So, like the
God.
Backstreet Boys tickets, Jim,
How much were
100 a
they?
piece.
How much?
600.
People are paying $600 a pop to see the
And that
Backstreet
is
Boys.
not even anywhere close to the front.
Are you?
I'm telling you, they are actually killing it at the Sphere. They have one spot that they're there all night, all the time, and I heard they're making upwards to 500K a night. Probably not them, because as you know, there's people, there's
Tour, yeah.
production, there's a
You have
bunch of
to-
shit,
Yeah.
but they're walking away with cash every night. Yeah, it's not a bad gig for them.
There is a nostalgia like thing happening right now
Yes.
that's like you were like Ashley Simpson, Jessica Simpson, Hillary Duff
Yes.
coming. Backstreet Boys are still relevant. Like there is this wave that is coming back that's giving me like a little hope for myself, to be honest. But like people love a nostalgic moment, particularly like with music. Like you said, it takes you back. It reminds you of like a happier time. And right now it's such a fucking shit show that like that's why I think that even plays so much stronger now than ever. But like I'm telling you, money is to be made. Even if you were someone 20 years ago, you can be someone now. So
I'm telling you, I remember telling you when we first met you and first spoke to you and I heard your music, I said it was new but also familiar.
and that's what I wanted. Like
And
I
it's
want
still true. Like it gives you some nostalgic vibes of like old school pop, like when I was in
yeah,
LA in my early 20s. Like
yes,
it's a
yes,
vibe, but it's also still
totally.
very new wave as well. So I
Yes.
think you're on that train.
So, but yeah, I think that there is this wave of people kind of coming back and dipping their feet back into things that they used to
And
love.
making
Like
money.
Lindsay Lohan, I'm sure will probably come back to music eventually. Who looks fucking incredible, by the way.
She's dropping a
Um,
skincare line, as she should.
well, let's be
Jessica
real.
Simpson.
No,
No,
Lindsay
Oh,
Lohan. I
thank
mean,
God. Okay,
her
no, it's
skincare
okay.
line won't do what she did to her skin, but she has a
mm-mm.
brand now to sell it. So
Well, you know what she did to her skin was she married a billionaire. That's what she did. So,
I mean, between her
all
and
of our
Kris
skin.
Jenner,
I mean, listen, that was a $300,000 mid lift. Like, I will tell you what,
Same.
I would do the same fucking thing if I had
Same.
that kind of money. Are you kidding me? She looks so fucking good. Like,
me
So
on it.
unreal. Ricky Lake. Have you seen what Ricky Lake looks like too? She went on like Watch What Happens Now with Andy Cohen, talked about this facelift that she got, and she looks unbelievable.
She
Look
looks
like
good.
Ricky Lake or no?
What's that?
Does she look like Ricky Lake or no?
Ricky Lake looks incredible.
Okay.
Her
I'll
face
check
looks
out.
good, Jim, but I feel like her hair is still very. She's still doing the white thing.
Yeah, I know. But the face is so good. You almost don't
Yeah.
even like it looks so good. Who else is getting that work done? Oh, Anne Hathaway. I think she did something too, for sure.
Oh, she's been doing work. She's stayed porcelain her whole career.
Wait, let me ask you this question actually to both of you. Like, are you open to it? Would this be something you would plan to do in terms of like going to Turkey and like maybe
Mm.
getting your hairline done and like would you like are you open to those things? Like is that something that you're like, yes, I'm probably gonna do it? Like, is that something
Oh,
important?
John and I have no disrespect for any of that.
No,
Yeah,
but I'm saying
no,
you do it for yourself. I'm saying.
100%. I got my neck done. I got it
yeah.
pulled back.
Are you
Like,
serious?
yes, I had like a slope going for a little bit.
What?
So they went in there and they pulled the muscle back to tighten it. So it was more of an L shape. 100%. I'm all in for all that shit. Do what you gotta do to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
currently all natural, Jim.
no, same. Me too.
But
Me
but
too.
Brian and I will be sitting right behind first class on our way to Turkey or Istanbul for hair
Oh,
implants in about 10 years.
I
I
mean, fun fact though, I don't need to get my hair done. I actually have a really good hairline. That's the one thing
lucky.
that I have better than John. No
You're
offense,
very
John.
lucky. No, me too. I need to get mine done for
No, but
sure.
you're coming because you bought my flight. Thank you.
That's true. But I have a friend that went 6 months ago to Turkey to get his hair
I
done.
How was he happy with it?
He says it's very painful for the first few days after. He says, but it's so funny because when you get on your flight back, it is full of men with hats and glasses. Everyone is coming back from Turkey with their. He lives in LA, so like everyone's flying back from Turkey to LA with like.
Hysterical.
Yeah, I think the problem is it takes like 2 to 3 months, so it falls out again and then grows back. That's the whole thing. So you're kind of in a hat for a good 2 to 3 months, like, but just fine. You can support that with some sunglasses, but
If I
you
knew
know.
what the end result was going to be, I'd be like, all right, fine. Like, I'll stick it out. But like, is he happy now? Does it look good
Like he
now?
loves it. He's so happy.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's only like 5 grand for like
I
flight,
mean,
hotel, everything.
that it's 15 to $20,000 to do that here. So it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna do that in
Instead,
Turkey.
I'm seeing Backstreet Boys at the Sphere.
I mean, you're living
Enjoy
the
your
best life.
hairline. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're good there.
Oh, we just adore you, Jim.
Oh, I adore you both.
This was beautiful.
It's been so fun.
You said something earlier, and I was like, next time we're going to bring you back and talk about that. But I forgot. So we'll just have to promise that we'll bring you back, and then we'll remember when it happens.
No, I would love to come back. Let me listen. Like I mean, I was telling this to Brian. I'm like, I have spent a lot of time in the industry and promoting this, this EP and anything I can do to help, I will, because I know how hard it is. But I also believe that, we need to like stay together as much as we can and help each other out. So,
Yeah.
I'm always here. So
This is how we start. This is how we start a new legacy for how gay people support gay people. Here we are. We're showing up for one another
yeah,
right now.
yeah, we have to big time. So
Thanks, Jim. We appreciate you. Come back soon.
I will. I will.
This was Out Loud and Laughing.
We're available everywhere you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, YouTube, iHeart, or wherever.